Great. Now we are going to talk about how to apply the stencil. We talk about which painting to use, which material. Cannot only be painting, it can also be a combined material. We talk about how to choose actually the stencil, and you will see a lot of videos where people say have a stencil and apply it. No, forget about it. There's so many factors that you have to think about when you are going to do this type of project in order to actually have it really properly done. I have to mention that I learned a lot by doing this the first time, and it is an incredible amount of work. So one thing in which I failed is that I didn't know how much hours I actually needed, and I decided to do it the last minute before my move, which was not the best idea, but well, okay, if you don't have time, you have to do it whenever you have to do it, so it's also not that serious. But what I mean is that one of the factors that could have helped me a lot more to know how actually much this work is gonna take me, and I think that this is also a big, of course you get more experience, there are more skill by doing something, and then you can actually know how long it could take. But I have no idea, so I should say, oh, okay, 5 hours, and I will be good to go. I will be good to go. And actually it took me like 48. So this is the situation. You have to find a method to actually know how long it's gonna take you. So what I advise you to do, you see you have tiles, so just practice, put the primer, just know how much the primer will take, put the stencil, do the stencil, read the instructions of the painting that you choose, and then calculate these hours. And then when you remove the stencil, it's not that you're done, you have to apply a layer for protecting it, usually not just one, just 2 layers. So also check the sealant or the protective layer that you are choosing, and check how many hours it needs to actually dry. So to give you an idea, the primer took 10 hours. Then I put 2 layers, so it was 20. Then I put the stencil in, and it was 6. We go 26. Then I removed the stencil and I put 1 layer of sealant. It took 12. So when 26 plus 12, 28, 38. And I didn't want it just 1 layer, so I wanted actually a second one, so 12 more. We are 38 plus 12 with 40, 50 hours. And this not counting the work that I need to actually apply everything. So we are talking about like 48 hours. So just take this into account. Take into account that you have to eat, that you have to go to sleep. So really, this is a shop. This is one of the hardest, time-consuming, not much physical energy consuming, but also this is an important thing now that I mentioned. Always use protections in your knees. I have seen so many videos of people just applying stenciling on the floor without protecting their knees. And just if you can buy a professional knee protection, it will really help you, because you have to be in 4 legs in the floor for so many hours. So buy protection for your, if you can, your arms, because you also have to be on your arms, and for sure for your knees. So this is about how to apply, how to calculate how long it's gonna take you, how to protect your body. Always, of course, gloves, and if you can, also a mask, because depending on the painting that you're applying, you might also be breathing very closely to the painting. So also protect yourself with a mask. And there are so many videos about how not to bleed. As you see here, I have some bleeds. But I was actually not going for perfection. I was going for finishing it because I needed to finish. So also align your expectations to the time that you have, which is also a key of success for any project, not just stenciling. Um, and I want to show you now how it looks because it's just so gorgeous. As you can see, I already covered this like 25 square meters, and there's like 15 more square meters there, and it looks really great because I just have Italian marble on the frames of my doors, and I just went for a grayish, which is a combination of beige and gray for my walls, and I have white, so you can see it's like really white, then comes the grayish, and then comes this really anthracita is the color that I chose, so I have white and anthracita, and it just gorgeous, it's beautiful. I'm just really happy that just by mistake, because this was not my initial idea for my flowers, I got to actually do that.